Hi guys, Trev here. I'm just going to do some piano recordings of a few pieces, and I thought they might be helpful. I've changed my setup a little bit, so I'm hoping this works. Let's see if I can just see. Yeah, so hopefully you can see my piano. Okay, and I'm just going to do one song from 3 of the books that people use. So this is Me and My Piano Part 1, and I just want to start off with a song called Old Macdonald, which you will all have heard when you're growing up, when you're a bit little. And if you've got smaller brothers and sisters, they might love you playing this song. They might be able to sing along. Okay, so can we try... Oh, I'll take that earpiece out. Lining your hands up, first of all, in the butterfly position. Okay, and if we start with our left hand, we've got 1, 1, 1, 4, 3, 3, 4, and then the other hand takes over. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. So getting used to that change is quite tricky. Obviously, you don't take your hands away. You keep them both ready. So next line, 1, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Okay, and the third line, we've got basically a swapping hands. Do it as it says, because it's really useful. Moo, moo, everywhere a moo, moo. Okay, and then the last line. Okay, and it has 3 verses, one for the cow, one for the duck, and one for the sheep. You could try singing along, that's quite fun as well. But let's have a little go together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on this farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. Moo moo here, moo moo there, everywhere a moo moo. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And if we do another verse, this time you sing, so you could sing one of the other verses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and next up, I want to do one in book 2. This is, again, Me and My Piano. So quite a lot of my students have Me and My Piano. Piano time is also another method. But I want to do one called Katie's Waltz. And the reason I want to try that is because it's a duet. So I'll show the part that I think most of my students have had a little go at. And then I'll have a look at the piano accompaniment, the second secondo, primo and secondo, it says. So then you can play the other part with both bits. But Katie's Waltz is quite a fun one to do. It's in 3/4 time. So if you look at that beginning thing, at the beginning you've got 3/4 means 3 beats in a bar. So that might trip some people up. But count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you noticed, I moved my hands from a C position up to a G position. So C position is where you've got your thumb and little finger on a C, and then you move on the second line to G position, where you've got your thumb and little finger on the G, and then the third line back to C position, And then the last line is actually, I think, G position, but you start with an A. B, C. You could play along to that, with that, or you could play the other part if you want to. Okay, I'm now going to try the secondo, so that's the accompaniment part on the other side. It's a little bit jumpy. You can have a go at playing it yourself if you want to, but just be aware that it kind of jumps around a bit, so don't worry too much about your fingers. So let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the last piece I'm going to show you today is from Piano Time 2, which is a book by Pauline Hall. And I really like the Piano Time series. You can obviously get book 1 as well. And the piece we're going to look at is called Hornpipe, which seems appropriate for May. It's a bit like a ceilidh sort of song, one that you might dance to. So if we have a little go, let's go slowly to begin with. Okay, and I'm going to count you into 3 because that first bar has just got 1 beat. 1, 2, 3. And there's a couple of little expression marks which are quite kind of cool to add. So you've got a tenuto, I think you pronounce it like that. So you've got a little kind of long note. You could just call it an accent if you want. Da, 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 and then a staccato, da, da, which are short, detached notes. So da, 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 da. If you add that, it does make a big difference to the sound of the piece and the melody will really come through. Let's do it once more, a little bit faster. And if you don't know already, you can adjust the speed of the playback on a YouTube video. So if you go to that little cog symbol and adjust the settings, so do play back the 3 pieces at different speeds, depending on where you're at in your learning. Okay. So again, I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I hope you found that lesson useful, and do replay one of the 3 pieces. If you're more advanced, you could play all of them, and if you're just beginning, just play the first ones and the ones you can do. Okay, have fun.